Hello and welcome everybody to this lovely, awkward situation that we found ourselves in with these two lovely ladies. I'm TheOutbackAl.
I'm Hot for Justice.
I'm Yin&Jung.
And I'm Chibi Noob.
This is Lucid9 and things are about to get interesting.
Yep.
Oh, you're gonna be talking to yourself a lot,
Yeah,
aren't you?
I am. Yep.
That's not That's other ellipses.
Oh, sorry.
It is you! How long has it been? You're very enthusiastic. You saw me yesterday, didn't you? You should have said hello.
Ellipses.
I was speaking with Yama yesterday about Patter. I was wondering if you'd like to create an account so we can keep.
But Rui, after simply staring at her in silence, breezes away without a word.
Oh, I didn't have to talk to myself.
It's not. She leaves Misaki still grinning, holding up her phone with a half-formed sentence spilling out of her mouth.
In touch. Rui?
But Rui doesn't stop. She keeps marching right through the doors of the classroom building. Misaki blinks for a moment as if the gears in her brain have suddenly ground to a halt. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Is everything alright? She's not sick, is she?
No.
Then why did she act that way?
You sound like a robot.
Why did this person act that way? Does not compute. Does not compute.
Ugh, girl drama. I did not sign up for this. I want boy drama with Ihiko and Misato. Now, the two people who should be my best friends are ignoring each other. Or at least one is ignoring the other. Beats me, she seems unhappy with you. You should talk to her.
Unhappy with me? Why?
Like I said, beats me.
I see. One second, I'll run a quick search. On what?
Some blur over her phone in a whirlwind. I can practically see smoke trailing from the machine.
Alright, two girls. One's very close, now ignoring or fighting with each other. Oh. I should have expected this.
What is it?
She's scared, Yama. From what? Scared that I've come to steal you away from her and claim you as my own. I don't think that's it.
No.
Wait, what?
How can you be so blind? Of course this might happen. She's jealous because I might endanger your friendship or even attempt to seduce you and thus leave her alone.
I think you should stop turning to the internet for everything, Mickey. But she's already on her own little world.
Ridiculous. As if I'm actually in love with you.
I don't
Wow,
think that's
okay.
it.
I'll clear this up with her as soon as possible.
Okay.
Gee, thanks for shattering my manly ego, Misaki.
Yay.
Maybe if they actually can get a decent conversation together, the sacrifice will be worth it. Probably not. I can only sigh as I follow a mumbling Misaki into class. I go on a long trek through the city with a 115-pound weight on my back, and this is what I get for it. It was not on your back, but maybe I should have just made Rui walk on her own. She certainly seemed fine by the time we ran into Miki.
And you're just faking it.
Yep. Wait a minute. She certainly seemed fine. Rui walked to her classroom without a problem. Didn't she just sprain her ankle badly, so badly that she needed to be carried? Oh my god, we're gonna start Sherlocking all over the place. Actually, when I take a step back, everything's just downright fishy. A seemingly random detour to the main street. A seemingly random make-believe running sequence. A seemingly unavoidable bridal-style ride. All the pieces fall into place. Looks like... Okay, why is it... Okay. Looks like I'll need to visit a certain blonde-haired troublemaker during lunch period.
Who is that?
A
She's
certain Akira Karubi.
all about like romance and matchmaking.
Wait, have we met her?
We have met her.
In passing, probably, Woodley. I don't know that
Like
we
we
really
met
talked
her
to them.
once.
Okay.
She's in drama club with Rui.
Yeah, that's Rui's friend, I think. Classes get off to a dreary start. Yahiko naps through math. I almost follow suit. The teacher's voice is hypnotic and not in a good way.
Wah, 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 wah.
Elizabeth glares at me through English, probably because the teacher had me recite some Edgar Allan Poe, and I found it so stupid that I didn't even try to get the accent right. Sorry, Your Highness, that we're not all bilingual like your perfect self. Then it's world history.
Which we actually studied.
Our teacher arrives in camouflage getup, proudly
Right.
waving Isamu's city flag and screaming at the top of his lungs.
Okay.
read this. I don't know. Do you guys got any? We could have fun with this if we want. You guys got anything you guys want to hear?
I mean, I was kind of thinking your newest addition to Madoka Magically episode.
All right, maggots. That's kind of just Masato a little bit. All right, maggots, listen up.
There we go.
You think school's easy? You think this will be a cakewalk?
Is this Patrick Warburton?
Yeah.
I'm not very good at Patrick Warburton. Well, you're right, because this blasted place has gone soft. Back in my day, we didn't have to study guides. Textbooks, we had to write them ourselves, upside down, uphill, in the snow, both ways. While my peers seem petrified, I only smile amusedly. If only all classes were like this.
What?
None of you have an excuse to get less than an A. No, that's 90.
A 90.
Then a 90 on your test. So help me, if I see a single lady, I'll give you a taste of the old days. He goes sliding beneath his desk as if he wants to melt into the chair.
The old days.
The teacher's eyes flare with delight as if he was waiting to be asked. That's right, them old days. They'd string us up by our ankles over a pit of hungry lions. And he's gone. Ego squeaks and buries himself under his desk. Do lions even exist in
I
Japan?
don't think so.
Exists.
Alright, maggots, let's get this party started. Teacher thrusts a heavy finger at the board, sending the test to each of our desks. You've got till 11:25, sissies, then it's Judgment Day.
I did not realize we were back in Devilman Crybaby.
With that, he flops in on his chair, props his feet on the table, and stuffs his face into a ragged newspaper.
Okay.
I give the test a once-over. I should have studied more, but maybe I can bluff the right answers.
But we studied. At least a little.
Okay, what was Europe's rapid colonization of Africa after 1880 driven by? Raw materials, strategic advantage in new markets, heavy demand for workers in European factories, interest in tourism, and game hunting. It's definitely raw materials, strategic advantage, and new markets.
Yeah.
The slave trade the slave trade was still going on.
Well,
It had
no.
kind of fallen apart at that
It'd
point.
fallen apart at that point, but I was even thinking potentially like game hunting because poaching was big back
Yeah,
in those
but
days.
even then, you could argue stuff like ivory is raw materials
That's
for
true.
a lot of things, and game hunting itself is more of a sport. What does the ancient yin-yang Chinese symbol represent? Dualism, in which everything is a conflict and unresolvable. The Zen concept of unity and artistic expression. The theory that everything is opposite but complementary. Well, I wonder what Gab thinks it is. All right. Write the correct chronological order of at least 3 current world religions. Buddhism, Christianity, Islam. Christianity, Buddhism, Islam. Islam, Christianity, Buddhism. Okay.
No.
Buddhism definitely came first, Christianity, and then Islam.
Yes.
All right. What was the intention of China's Great Leap Forward? Expand Chinese influence in the Third World, industrialize Chinese economy, expel Japanese occupations from Korea.
Wow, they're actually testing us.
I believe it was to industrialize China's economy, because the
Yeah,
Great Leap
that
Forward was after
sounds-
Mao Zedong took over and formed the People's Republic of China after World War II. I paid attention in high school.
Clearly.
I've been out for years, but I paid attention. What European practice did colonial Spanish Americas
Primogeniture.
Okay, you apparently know that one.
Okay.
That went better than I expected. I glanced around the classroom, gauging the reactions of my peers. They range from triumph to utter despair. They're gonna go to the lions. Surprisingly, Ahiko is the fastest writer of them all, trumping even Elizabeth. Out of curiosity, I still peek at his test. Name, calling people names is rude. Date, I'm not dating anyone right now. List several ways the Russians prepared for the Cold War. They wore really big coats and took medicine every 6 hours. Describe how Hitler gained influence in Germany. They produced a lot of chocolate until they were the biggest candy factory in Asia.
What?
Wow.
Is he for real? What major event incited the Japanese capitulation during World War II? The nuclear bomb. Oh, he almost got that one right. Or catapulation. Catapulation. I'm like, that's a woman. Here you go. Time for sign language. Your answer on question 3 is wrong. He grins and shoots me a thumbs up. What major event incited the Japanese capitulation during World War II? The Rego movie premiere.
What?
He raises his eyebrows at me. How's this? I nodded encouragingly. Now all his answers will look dumb. That's more consistent. I return to my exam. The last question that remains is a long essay. Elaborate on one of the following historical themes with at least 3 specific examples from covered material.
Oh.
Subjugation of humanity.
Oh.
Economic inequality, wealth disparity.
Okay.
Role of religion in society.
Are we gonna have to write this?
Probably not.
Uh-oh.
Well, this will be easy. I select the first option and start rambling about how everyone sucks and is unbelievably power hungry. It's the easiest essay I've ever written. I finished with plenty of time to spare.
Okay.
After I hand in my test, I take a moment to evaluate my surroundings.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Yahiko's reached the essay. Perfect.
Oh, no.
He selected the second option, the economic gap between wealthy and poor.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Let's take a look.
Oh, no.
You read it.
I believe that the solution to all the conflicts and stuff between rich people and poor people is that they should try to understand each other. Like, rich people need to realize the hardships of the poor and try to do something about it. And the poor need to understand that not all rich people are the same.
I mean,
God damn it, that's actually decent.
he actually has a point.
That's all he pens before he turns in his test. He completely missed the point of the question, but what was an unusually sober answer considering he's, well, Yahiko.
He at least had his heart in the right place.
Yeah.
Rid of my entertainment, I stare into space and think about nothing as classes continue. When the lunch bell rings, everything seems to happen at once.
Oh, boy.
Misaki leaps to her feet, snatches up her backpack, and storms to the classroom door. I hurriedly tap her on the shoulder. Where are you off to?
To track down Rui, of course.
Oh, that's gonna be bad. You sound like you're stalking prey.
No, no, no.
Who says I'm not?
Okay, she's the murderer. And obviously with no intention of slowing down, she barrels out of the room with a single purpose. As she does so, a group of girls race into the room, crowding around Elizabeth. Is this you, Elizabeth? You won the art contest.
Gosh, is there anything you aren't good at? It's such an amazing painting.
You're so cool. Elizabeth smiles at her groupies, unusually gentle.
Thank you.
She coughs delicately.
Sorry. My throat is feeling a bit dry. Oh, stay right here. I'll get some tea for you. Tea.
Hurry up! Don't keep her waiting.
Elizabeth smiles in appreciation as the groupie sprints out of the classroom. The whole display just makes me want to gag. Then Masato comes roaring in. I cringe, expecting yet another sales pitch for the track team, but he crashes past me, grabbing one of my hapless classmates.
Uh-oh.
You! What, me? You started a bitter family feud, you ignorant whelp.
What?
What? I've never seen you in my life. you mess with my little bro out. You mess with me. Come here. Masato seizes the student's ear and drags him into the hallway, leaving a trail of gossiping students in his wake. Huh? Weird. I never knew Masato had a little brother.
I didn't either.
See ya, dude.
What? Where are you going?
See applicants for my amazing club, of course. You interested in joining? It's called the Happy Club.
The Glee Club?
Suddenly, I'm very glad that I have other plans. You have fun with that. He only beams.
I will.
And with that, he probably... I think it wasn't like, I will. I think it was like, I will. Like, I don't think he knows that we're sarcastic
I
towards
will enjoy it.
him. What a nice thing to say. And with that, he promptly disappears.
Okay.
Oh, that was oddly hectic for an ordinary school day. Well, at least it's convenient. Yeah, it's convenient. Now I'm left to my own devices. What are those? All right, Akira, it's time to have a few words with you.
Oh, yeah.
I entered the cafeteria with laser focus, searching for the familiar head of blonde hair. I vaguely noticed Yahiko gesturing exaggeratedly to a few skeptical students, but I pass over them. After a few minutes of circling the cafeteria, I still haven't caught sight of my intended target. Supperoni Sarge?
Supperoni Sarge.
I quickly whip around and come face to face with the object of my search, a bright-eyed girl bubbling with energy as demonstrated by her tendency to bounce on the balls of her feet. Hey, Akira.
It's been a while, Sarge.
Why do you call me that? I can't help but sigh. I can sense that the ensuing conversation will be very long and difficult. My name isn't Sarge.
I never said it was.
Then why do you keep calling me Sarge?
Because Sarge is short for sergeant.
She stops as if that's an inadequate explanation. And?
And I'm hungry, so let's get some food.
I'm getting Polly vibes.
She skips to the buffet table to swipe her card.
Except Polly can't
This
eat.
girl, it's impossible to get a straight answer out of her. Akira is an interesting case. She and Rui joined drama club last year. That's how they became friends, or so they claim. It didn't take long for them to become close, and this year they're rooming together. Akira, well, if I had to describe her, I'd say she's free-spirited, doing her own thing, off in her own world. She doesn't really associate with us much. Just Rui. She's a bit eccentric, though I suppose in a refreshing way. I suppose. When we've gotten our food, Akira makes her way to an obscure corner of the cafeteria and digs through her bag, pulling out a green and white plaid blanket with a flourish.
I present to you Annette Deanna Helson, the 17th.
Yep, 17th. I crane my neck trying to peek into her bag. Where?
Here.
She shakes the blanket. The blanket.
Oh, don't be rude. How would you feel if Annette Diana Helson, the 17th, called you the human all the time? Use her name.
I'm not going through all the effort just to spare the feelings of an inanimate object. She frowns at me, but gently lays the blanket on the floor.
Don't come crying if Annette Diana Helson, the 17th, then exacts retribution on you for the grave insult you just made.
I'm sure I'll live. Akira only shrugs and settles on the blanket. A few students in the background send us bewildered glances. Why don't we just sit at a table?
Why don't we just sit on the ground?
Chairs are meant to be sat on.
No, they're meant to be stacked.
So is the ground.
What? Fine, you sit on the ground. I'll sit at a table. Akira sighs oblongly stuffs Annette Diane Hellenson the 17th back into her bag.
You know, if Rui and I are like peas in a pod, you're like this awkward leaf that's growing really far down the stem.
Whoa.
I see you all the time, but we never actually hang out.
That's not really fair. You chose not to hang out with us. On second thought, I'm not sure if I'd be able to handle Akira on a daily basis.
Aw, Sarge, I never said it was your fault.
Right. I gather myself as Akira takes a seat beside me and starts to dig in. The ankle incident. Just ask her about the ankle incident. This whole nightmare will be over. Something interesting happened today.
Did you pretend that you were a cross-dressing duchess?
Oh, okay.
What are you?
Guess not. Too bad. That would have definitely been interesting.
Most brains have interconnected neurons, but I'm beginning to think that Akira's brain is structured without rhyme or reason. No, Rui tripped and injured her ankle.
Oh no!
Face. Well, I don't think she actually injured it. She was running around on it just a few minutes later.
Did you carry her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Piggyback?
No.
Why does that matter?
Oh, the healing power of true love. How I envy your bond. You see, love is like antidepressants with herbal infusions. Most of the time, people just get involved so that they feel good, regardless of the actual result. But sometimes, if your bond is truly deep, it can actually physically heal you. Only sometimes, though, like maybe less than 0.0016%.
I carried her bridal style, actually.
But bridal style! 10 times the healing power. 10 times the bond. Like a covalent bond, or ionic, depending on the properties.
Her way of thinking is impressive, honestly. I don't even know how she makes these associations. Look, Akira, can you just give me a straight answer?
The angle of an answer is irrelevant, since an answer is an abstract concept, and therefore is not subject to angles in the first place.
I feel like at a certain point I just walk away. Just cut your losses. Right. Did you have anything to do with Rui pretending to injure her ankle?
Ellipses. I plead the 5th.
Okay, that's a yes. Isn't that American?
Oh, right. I plead the 38th.
I can only sigh at that. Akira definitely had something to do with it.
Excuse me.
If past examples are anything to go by, she probably formed an elaborate plan and managed to convince Rui to go along with it. Look, I know Rui's your friend, but stop trying to matchmake us. Honestly, it's getting a little annoying.
Just like how you pretend that you don't notice Rui's feelings.
I take back everything I said about Akira being refreshing. She isn't refreshing at all. She's a meddler. Look, it isn't exactly your business. Can you just stay out of it?
Oh, but it is my business, more than you might think.
That sounds ominous. Still, it'll end up hurting Rui. Do you want that?
Why would Rui get hurt?
Just let me deal with it, okay? It's already complicated enough.
It doesn't have to be.
Okay, this is just too much trouble. Look, Akira, what you're doing will only end up hurting Rui. If you just want to bug me, that's fine, but leave Rui out of it. I scoop up my dishes and leave the table before she has a chance to speak. Maybe it's rude, but I'm not encouraging any delusional fantasies regarding Rui and me. I will be heading back to the classroom and spending the rest of our lunch period half-heartedly studying next time. Thoughts so far?
What happens next?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Picked up a bit.
guess
Yeah,
we'll find
I
out
did.
next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.